There we are recording now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 3 of the Scarborough Athletics in Football Manager 22. Now, there is quite a lot of things to mention before we start the play for this episode, and there's only going to be one match in this episode, the match against Bridlington that you see in 9 days' time. Now, the reason for that is I want to go over a lot of previous stuff that has been going on since the last episode, which was a bit of action before the youth intake last March in game. So now, the first thing I'd like to say is that we did achieve promotion from the Regional Premier League, so the Northern Premier League Premier Division. We are now in the Vanarama National League North, which is Tier 6. Well, Tier 7 it is actually. So we are now effectively in the lowest playable league in the game by default. But that's not why we're here. We're here to first of all have a look at the youth. That has come through the system. Now, the easiest thing for me to do here will be to do what I just did, which is go to transfers and go to youth history. Transfer history and go to youth. So that will tell us who came through in the youth academy in 21-22. So there are quite a few players here, but I will go through the main ones. The other ones we will go through from time to time as and when they come up. But there are 4 or 5 main ones. So the first one is a Northern Irish keeper called Chris Woods. He was the best player in the youth intake. Star rating wise, I think he was about 157 potential. He is now currently rated at, let me just get my controller for ease of use, and my controller software. It might be that's interfering with Gamecaster, but we'll just have a look anyway. Here we go. Right. I need you, and it's not important here, but right, so as we can pick up the controller now. So as you can see, I think he started as a 157, but you can see he's got potential of 166, and he's actually on 164. In fact, I'm going to put him as potential of 200. Better. Yeah, he's currently 164, but he has all that potential available to him. But you can see where he's gone up. And what I'm going to do for a few of these players is show career stats. Now, he came in when the youth academy ability came through last season, and you can see that he made 12 appearances in the first team between that period and the end of last season, and conceded only 12 goals with 6 clean sheets and an average rating of 7.24. So you can see that he has come through. He's going to stay with the club this season. I'll show you how long he's contracted to. I think I can show you. Let's have a look. It's good. In fact, will this screen tell me? No, this screen won't tell me. So, where is he? Right, there he is. He's contracted to the end of next season. Sorry, not the end of next season. The end of the following season after this one. So, he's contracted for another couple of years yet. I would expect him to make more appearances, along with a certain other player which we'll come to very soon in the thing. But the next one, Jay Henry didn't make that many appearances, so we'll skip by him because he's not one of those players. The next player to really take notice of is Jeremy Riley here. He is the next one of the Wonder Kids to come off the production line here at Scarborough, and he's actually the best youth prospect at the club, period, at the moment. You can see his stats are 177 with a current of 176. His potential at the moment is 177, but it will go up to 200 once we get into the league. I just think if you go to 200 at the moment, unless you're a keeper, people are going to poach at the moment. And as you can see, the reason why I like him, and there's a big reason, is because of these statistics here. In 13 appearances last season, from getting up into the first team from the youth team graduates, he scored youth team sides. He scored 25 goals and made 8 assists, and 3 of the player of the match performances with an average rating of 8.83. So I am very excited about him. I am pleased to say that I think he's contracted for this and next season. Let's have a look. Well, we'll go back to his thing here. He's contracted till 2025, so he's got a few seasons left. He is already wanted by Bournemouth, Arsenal, Leeds and Newcastle, but you can see, because he's that good, and this is what I tend to do with players, because I use the editor and I'm not particularly bothered about realism, I tend to put a big price on my most valuable players. So I've allowed him to go so people can pick him up, but the minimum they will have to pay is £80 million, which is unrealistic for Scarborough in real life. But in this universe, where the fact we're using editors and we're just doing this for fun, we can do that. So I put a big price on him. I don't expect him to go on the cheap, because that's what I hate about players in this game, particularly at this level. Players seem to go on the cheap unless you specify to somebody that that is not for sale or not available at all. So, but everyone's got a price, but the top players have got the top prices. It's quite obvious. So he's one that I'm excited about. Also, another good one is Lloyd Evans. As we go through the list here, he is a centre back option we've got. We do have a strong centre back pairing as it is, but we now have a centre back who's actually broken through into the first team, and you can already see has made a few appearances. As you can see, he's made 13 appearances in total for the club. He then was picked up by Tottenham, but because I don't like Premier League clubs picking up youngsters before we've had a proper look at them, I brought him immediately back using the in-game editor, and in those 3 appearances that he made, On his return, he got 2 assists and an average rating of 7.57. I don't mind players going, but I'd like to have a season or two with them first. Get them some game time, get them to help us for a bit, and then go on and help somebody else when we've got better players or as good players to replace them with. At the moment, this is the first youth intake. I don't want my first batch of youth players being snapped up by other Premier League clubs. Certainly not in this save. If I was doing a realistic one, which I don't do at all, but if I was doing a realistic one, I would allow that to happen. But because this is a effective road to glory, I want to keep the youngsters that we develop at the club to see how good they can become and how much benefit they can provide to the club. So he's another one. Jeremy Riley being in the same boat, of course, as we've already seen. Another one, and I don't think there's any other ones. There was 2 that really stood out. Adam Reed's not a bad player now. Yeah, he's not a bad player. He's made 9 appearances and scored 2 goals and 10 assists and 3 player of the match performances. He wasn't picked up by another club. And you can see that most of the ones down the bottom here haven't had any game time. George Flynn, I've just put him up as well, so he's going to be a decent player. And he's going to give us another wing option. So I'm just going to put him into the side. Is he not in the side? Oh, he is. Okay. I'm going to say, is he not in the side? He's actually, he should be full-time contracted. That's something that we might have to do for most of these players, get them a full-time contract. Most of the players who we want to stick around. Is Lloyd Evans on a full-time? Yes, he is. Does he want to be here? That's the thing. How long's he contracted to? 30th of the 6th, 23. So he's contracted to next season. I might have a word with him and see whether he wants to extend that through, because he came to the club's youth system. Doesn't want to stay yet, but could do at some point. So we might speak later with that regard. We'd certainly like to keep him. Brian Wandera. Wow, he's another option. So has he been brought into the side as well? No, he hasn't, but he will be. And we can move on. As I say it, the main crux of this episode is going to be the game against Bridlington, the first game of the Simon Heslop will leave and join Torquay. He wasn't happy about not getting game time, but I wasn't going to use him, so I'm prepared to let him go. He's not a big player for the club. We've got younger, bigger players for the club in some respects. Ooh, Barcelona going for Roberto Firmino. £2 million. Right, he's probably not going to be happy with that. Carlton. Okay. I'm going to say he's probably not going to be happy with that, but we'll see what his we'll see if I change his loyalty, whether he's going to be happier with that. This isn't George Flynn. Will sign a 2-year professional contract when he turns 17 on the 9th of January next year. Middlesbrough have accepted from Derby for Dylan Candy. I'm not going to match that, so you can go for Derby. That's fine. Bradley Ward. Well, he hasn't even played. Yeah, he hasn't even played. So, what's he complaining about? I haven't even started the season yet, Bradley. Stop complaining, man. Get some time against Bridlington. Colo. Okay. Josh Barrett, Liam Coldclough, Jack Seddon, Lloyd Evans, Alan Hooper, Lucas Howe, Kieran Glynn, Kane Edwards, Thomas Cole, and Jeremy Riley. Thomas Cole being another one. I will just show you his stats before we move into the game against this is another lad I was impressed with. 39 appearances, 30 goals, and 13 assists and 12 player of the match performances, with an average rating of 8.01. As we play against Bridlington in the first friendly this season, which we will be watching for a change. If we can. Right, I'm probably going to pick everyone in this squad. No, why isn't there an under 18 squad? Should be. It's a brand new season. There should be an under 18 squad. Just for a second, folks. It should be an under 18 squad. No? I'm surprised at that. Because now there's no squad to put the youngsters in. I'd imagine before the season starts we'd have an under 18 squad, surely. Anyway, we'll give Anderson a start for the game against Bridlington, actually, because Michael Ingham isn't in, so it's either Chris Woods or Gary Anderson. So we'll give Gary Anderson a start today. Seddon, Coldclough will probably bring Howe out and bring somebody else in. Okay, there's nobody decent for that role, apart from the ones that are in, so that's fine. And let's show this first friendly in full, which is a kind of rival game with 15 miles separating the two towns. Sorry, 18 miles separating the two towns. Yeah, 165. Oh, Queen's Gate. Riley heading over. Opening chance there for Scarborough Athletic. And this time Riley's offside. And he certainly was. Then Cole. That's Thomas Cole. Here's Riley again. Did he put it away? No, it was saved by keeper. Many chances to win. One of them's been taken now, and we'll see who it was in a minute. It was Jeremy Riley with his first of the season in pre-season, and already he started as he left off from the last campaign. And again, this time it's Thomas Cole, same result, 2-0 Scarborough Bay. The Queen's Gate will not be very pleased with how this is going. Alan Hooper with a fantastic free kick. How good is that? Yeah, we're now starting to show our class now. Four goals in about 15 minutes have really turned this game on its head. Thomas Cole has scored twice. Jeremy Riley has scored once, and I think it's Lloyd Evans. 5. It's coming up to half time. Another chance has been in the first half. Here's Cole. It was a clear-cut chance, but he slid wide. It was easier to score there. Half time, it's 5-0. 2 goals for Thomas, a hat-trick for Thomas Cole, a goal for Jeremy Riley, and a goal for Alan Hooper. Perfect start from Scarborough Athletic this season. Very good. I'm very happy with that. Six 0. We'll find out who scored it in a minute. And it's Jeremy Riley with his second of the game. And it was a simple finish. Another clear-cut chance, not taken this time. as Riley passes it through to Cole, and Cole goes back to Riley, but it was deflected, so the chance ended up coming to nothing. Kane Edwards, another. I should really show you the 3 players we brought in after their contracts were expired and they were released by their Premier League clubs. Kane Edwards came through from Arsenal, having moved, and then was picked up by Tottenham. But again, it was another situation where we didn't want to let that happen, so we took him straight back. And as a result, he finished last season. We'll get around to those stats before we finish the video. So we ended up with 13 goals, 5 for Jeremy Riley, 5 for Thomas, 6 for Thomas Cole, 1 for Alan Hooper, 1 for Lloyd Evans, I think, as well. Can't see because it's that low. And 792 turned out at Queensgate today, and 1 for Kane Edwards as well. Now we'll just get hold of Kane Edwards because, as I say, he was one that was brought in from, I think, Arsenal and then Tottenham. As we can see, he came from Arsenal straight away and he's made 13 appearances, 5 for Arsenal with 4 goals and 1 assist, and 8 for us with 7 goals and 7 assists and 2 player of the match performances, with an average rating of 8.69 compared to his 7.78 at Arsenal, giving him a total of 11 goals and 8 assists in 13 career appearances, with 3 player of the match performances and an average rating of 8.34. We'll get around to the 4 that were brought in on. In fact, I will say something that was absolutely superb. Very happy with that. Pleased with that. Now then, as we go back to the transfers and get back to the history for the youth players that came in. In 2012, isn't it? Right, so we do have a few players that came in. That actually come under, won't they? Or will they? They come under no transfers, I think they will, won't they? All transfers. Yeah, you can see here. Lucas Howe was brought in from Middlesbrough. Kane Edwards, as I say, came in from Arsenal. These are all released players, released youth players by the clubs on March the 27th when they all get released. Andrew Nelson came in with free transfer from Middlesbrough. As I say, Jack Seddon from Bournemouth. Joe McGlynn came in from Newcastle, and Joe White came in from Nottingham Forest. Victor Gromick was brought in as part of a new gen search across several countries. He came out the Polish system and was already promoted to the under-21s, so I stacked him up. And he was available pretty cheap. And there's one more, I think, as well, which I'll find in a second. Shay Addis came in from Bournemouth. Hasn't played for the club yet, but is due to play at the start of the Panorama National League season. In fact, he might be playing in the next friendly, which I will play off camera. The next time we come back is for the start of the Panorama National League North season, whenever that comes around. Gary Anderson, being the last of the youth graduates, he actually came through. He actually was picked up from Cambridge, but was actually spotted in the Northern Irish under-21 side and was picked up from there. So he's the last member that I haven't mentioned, and we'll get around to any others that we bring in due course. You can see the transfers we've let go. So Will Thornton went to Woking. Luca Colville went to Partick Thistle. Thomas Cole went to Nottingham Forest, but has since come back. Lloyd Evans went to Tottenham, but has since come back. Emran Solo who played last season, has gone to Swindon for 2.3k, and Anton Hackerson, who came in last season, has gone to FJ for 1.7k. But that's going to bring this video to an end, ladies and gentlemen, which indicated how last season went and what we're looking forward to this season, and showed the first pre-season friendly, so we can see what sort of season we're going to have. It looks like it's going to be another dominant one, but I'll see you back here for the start of the Vanarama National North League season, which will be in about a month's time in game. But I don't think I need to see all the pre-season friendlies, as we've just seen them beat up Bridlington Town quite comprehensively. But that's going to bring this video to an end, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, thank you for your support, and thanks for watching.